You know, this is an amazing time up here in my absolutely favorite area where I come to discuss some of the most important things that's going on in our life today. You know, it's listening to people complain and then not getting involved that probably drives me the most nuts. In other words, if you don't have a solution, perhaps it would be best if you didn't say anything other than just moan and groan. We at Nefesh, we have an approach that works. It saves money. It makes you healthy. And all of the things that are so important. And kind of saying this in a crazy way, we live in an emotional world that's really quite dark. And people are struggling with how they should live. Francis Schaeffer said, "How then should man live?" Solomon said, "How should a good man live?" Aristotle had the same talk. And the directions that we have that we break across the board. We get angry, we get frustrated, we eat from an emotional viewpoint, and that emotional viewpoint stimulates very little energy. It does for a short time because of the sugar in it, but then as we develop it, we become really quite large, and brain fog, emotional issues, dementia, diabetes, cardiovascular issues. And yet, what we do is to go to the pharmaceutical side and say, what kind of thing can I take to cover this up so I can keep doing what I'm doing? And you know, that's the whole world about changing what you're doing, that here we have a government and the Mayo Clinic that's saying somewhere between 90 and 90+% of all of these diseases could be eradicated with a change of diet. And we don't look at that because it's inconvenient and we've been told that it's really quite costly. I'm here today to prove to you that it's the savings of a lifetime. And that if you do it correctly, it actually puts you in a position to take advantage of so many things. One is we're all really quite familiar with a little thing called presentism, meaning we show up for work or school or about anything and we're not prepared. We don't have the energy, we don't have the passion, we don't have the purpose, we're just there occupying a spot. Now that's going to change if you pay attention to this, because not only are we going to produce a little product that meets the needs that you don't meet today, and it's going to clean your body, clean your brain, allow you to get some sleep, and get into that really deep REM sleep, which people really like, and particularly today, when we don't understand how the brain cleans itself. Wouldn't it be nice to have a brain that's fresh every morning and a body that's all cleaned up? And to do that, you need to incorporate the environments that allows this to take place. And thus far, all we do is buy things to cover it up. And therein is the difference. We have an objectivity to really produce a product, but more importantly, we're going to give you a reason to quit doing what you're doing and make that trade where you're trading something really, really bad, which are ultra processed foods, fast foods, processed foods, canned foods. You're going to look at this in an entirely different way. For the first time, we're going to open this door up over here that has been closed for years. And we're going to say, in here is some very interesting features that will allow you to slow down that aging process, deal with your skin issues, and just see what it's like to feel good. Flexibility, sleep, would that not be interesting? And particularly if it puts you in a position to deal with these insurance agents sees so much differently. You know, it's one thing to haul an overweight body in and say, would you please insure this? Because of all of the associated things that go with it, which are fatigue, self-esteem issues. And I mean, you can just go down the line. High blood pressure. If you could look at a way that would say, you know, we're going to convert your body from a sugar burner to a fat burner, the stuff that you've stored. We're going to clean the liver, clean the kidneys, clean the blood, clean the tissue, put the right things in your body and cut your grocery bill in half and double the energy, because for the first time you're going to understand how energy works. And then in my blog, I'm even going to cover the side that I think is so important, caused by why I do this. So as we get into this, please look at it and say, you mean you can increase the performance by 30 and 40% of an employee and literally put that arrangement between the employee and the employer together to where they're on the same path? And you can make people say, we got common purpose together, and we're going to build this business to where everybody's happy. Would that be fun? So we trade this show up for work, show up for play, show up for sporting events, instead of half-baked, and having the owner or the coach say, you need to change your attitude, because we are going to give you all of the reasons to win. Steve Wilson to Nefesh. Nefesh means the powers of the blood, the passion of the blood. The passion of the body is in the blood. And you know, if you have a clean blood, clean tissue, do you know how much better you function? You feel better instead of a garbage pit, and you got your digestive tract cleaned up where depression begins, and your immune system is compromised, and the second brain lives. Wouldn't it be fun to have all of those functioning? So give us a call at nefeshenergy.com, and we'll make sure that you get a really good understanding. With a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of discipline, you can alter the rest of your life.